another episode of What's Fact from paid advertisement or influenced or companies buying reviews, companies paying magazines to write stuff. All right, so just Electron in general. This is against a PWM, which is a super old, like 90s Keenan. The biggest problem with these Electrons, and the reason why they have issues, is look at the air-fuel ratio. That's the up and down green. The air-fuel ratio is going so lean, like off the chart, and that's why they blow up. That's why the bikes blow up. So for instances where you're just on the throttle all the time, it's fine. But if you're on and off, you can see why they blow up. And in this case, they made less horsepower. Now, I'm not saying they can't make more by putting a larger one on, but side by side, yeah, it's kind of hard to beat a Keenan carburetor that's been hundreds of millions of dollars in the last 50 years. You know, they run them on cars. They run them on street bikes. Electron is for certain builds. It's not for all-around use. So the reason why it gets better gas mileage, as you can see right here, it goes super lean. And that's why they blow up. Okay, this is our... Okay, that's what I want to show you. So, the DRZ we built. Here's a 450L, 28 pound-feet of torque. This is our DRZ 400 with pipe and carb. It has more torque than a 450L, the DRZ 400. That's 20 years old. 38
Thanks for helping us
horsepower.
out, Miss Wing. Thanks for helping us out, Miss Wing. Thanks for helping.
43.29. That's our DRZ. And as you can tell, our fuel ratio was... That's when I was hitting off the rev limiter. You can watch the video if you don't believe me. But off the bat, the accelerator pump comes in. Super low, 10. And then it leans out. And it goes down to 12. So this could have been even leaner and made 44, another horsepower or so. Point is, with pipe and carb on a DRZ, we have more horsepower than the Sierra 450L stock, and the bike's cheaper and it's more reliable. And any part you crash and break is, a subframe for your DRZ's half the price of a Honda. You can't even get the Honda subframes. Like, they're impossible. Here you go, the Sierra 300L that everyone says is so much better than the DRZ, because that's what people paid them to say. Here you go, Sierra 300L has 7 less horsepower and 7 less pound-feet of torque and 9 less horsepower. That's a problem.
Thanks for helping us out, Miss.
What's this rev to? Yeah, and these rev to 10. 98. And that's revving to a little bit higher, but it's losing power. Its peak power is at 87. So when people say this bike is better, I'm like, no, it's newer, but it's not better. And look at the dip in power. I mean, the torque, it dips so hard. The forks aren't as good. This bike, you could not jump like I was. I mean, unless you did a ton of work, but there's not much you can do. Okay, here's a Electron versus a PWK short body with TPS Powerjet Air Striker. So the new one, 38 to 38. Less horsepower, less torque. The Powerjet, the TPS was when you cut the TPS off, doesn't allow it to go to the higher map. So you can tell it's a problem. Not like a little bit of a problem, but like it doesn't make any more power anywhere. So when people say to buy Electron, look at the map. It makes less power everywhere. The only place it makes more power is a little bit of mid, but it makes less torque. So, yeah. Same map. Okay. The 450L. So you can build it and get 46 horsepower with a $1,200 ignition and a $1,500 pipe. So you have this pretty much the same as a DRZ. Now it's 30 pounds lighter than a DRZ. Yet it's the same horsepower and it's less reliable. So it's got 1 or 2 more horsepower, a little bit. So it's a little bit faster. It's definitely a better bike, but the reliability is not there. To get it where it actually has real horsepower, you got to spend $3,000. Take apart the whole top of the engine. And yeah, it's just not. I don't even know if this includes the. I don't think it does. I think you still got to buy your version 1, which is so it's like $4,000 you have to spend to get less horsepower. Okay, so the same horsepower as a KTM 500, like we built, it's 60 pounds lighter, way more reliable. Same horsepower as a fully built Honda that's 60 pounds heavier and less reliable. Then, if you went to where we went, which ours had 150 hours of hard use sand dunes, Glen Helen 6-hour race, all sorts of stuff, you're at 60 horsepower. And there's another one where you can go piston, valves, cam, and you're at, this one's a 550 kit, okay? So it's at 77, but you're at 70 horsepower pretty much. And if you want almost 80, which is pretty much a turbo kit, they have a 550 kit. That's the same horsepower as these supermotos that they're building with turbo kits. It's not an FE, I'm pretty sure. No, that's an FC or MC. Oh, factory edition, my bad. I thought they said FE 450. So yeah, once you add a turbo to a built engine, it's 150 horse, like SAE formulas. And the final thing is, Triumph is not that good of a bike, right? That's what they say. The Triumph 450 is not a good engine. Well, it has 5 more horsepower than the Desmo 450. So, that kind of just sums everything up of why things are pushed, but it doesn't mean they're the best. Like, Honda is known for reliability, but their cars are not reliable. Toyota's reliable. Yamaha engine's reliable. But Hondas are not reliable. They used to be in the 90s and below. But for the last 20 years, they're engineered to wear out. So just because everyone says they're reliable, they're not. And that's pretty much it from start to finish of why carbs are, I don't know what to say.